So from Shrek to spiders to giant robots, how about dragons coming into zombies? Yes, this isn't zombies anymore, guys, but today is a very interesting video. As always, hopefully you are all having an amazing day. I am in the UK. It's awesome, it's sunny, this is very rare weather. And you know what, I can't even go outside because I've got to make this video for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you all so much for coming back. And anyway, here we go. So I'm sure most of you know by now there are a few secret rooms and areas you can go to within Zetsubou no Shima. Whether this is using the Skull of Nansapwa or using the Anywhere But Here Gobblegum. And one of the locations you will teleport to is this room. Now within here you will find some of the many secrets that Division 9 were up to. And the first thing you will notice when you go into this room are the dragon eggs. On the desk you are going to see some schematics of these dragons. The interesting thing you will see is down the bottom right we have the Division 9 logo, but alongside that is also Group 935's logo. We have a front and a side view of this dragon's head and then its full body laid out over this blueprint. But that isn't it. These drawings, these paintings, these schematics, blueprints of these dragons are everywhere. You can see we have here Division 9 examining the insides, examining the body of these dragons and how they were. And then we also have blueprints of the pods that the dragon eggs were also held in. Now on the wall there is a picture of one of these baby dragons inside of its egg, and you will notice inside of this room there are 3 eggs or 3 pods that these eggs are supposed to be in. All 3 of these eggs have been hatched and the dragons are no longer here. As soon as you teleport into this room using the Anywhere But Here Gobblegum, depending on which character you enter with, that character, for example for me this time it was Nikolai, will say whatever has hatched out of these eggs, whatever used to be in this room has escaped. And as you can see up the corner there is a massive gaping hole through the roof that this dragon seems to have escaped out of.
Whatever hatched here has escaped.
So you may be thinking, what the hell does all of this mean? And hopefully today I can help to break that down for you. If you do enjoy the video, a like rating would mean an awful lot to me. If you haven't done it already, then I recommend you just click that like button right now. It takes a second. Thank you very much. Here we go. So to start off, we're going to go all the way back to Der Eisendrache, because this was the first time we started to hear about Division 9. In the Flag Semaphore cipher, it tells us after the success at the Rising Sun facility, Division 9 is moving with Phase 2. The island facility is now operational and initial testing is underway. We know Division 9 used to be based at Shinonuma, and after being successful on their experiments there, they have now moved over to the island of Pompeii to Zetsubou no Shima to start with Phase 2. We know on this island Division 9 have been getting up to many different things, including experiments using Element 115, and one of those test subjects was Takeo. Takeo is this giant thrasher we see that we fight in the basement at the ending Easter egg for Zetsubou no Shima. But they've been using humans as guinea pigs and experimented on them with Element 115 to get all of these different results. And another one of their test subjects we don't hear much about are the dragons. A dragon is what we know are mythological beasts. They are legendary creatures and are myths of many cultures, especially Japan and the Chinese dragon. Just going to remind you guys that Division 9 are Japanese. Now if we take a look at another cipher in Der Eisendrache, it says Division 9 has completed the resurrection of the ancient beasts on your eastern front. We expect Group 935 to reciprocate the favour. So listen to that again. Division 9 have completed the resurrection of the ancient beasts for your eastern front. What are these ancient beasts, you may ask, and I very much think that they are on about these 3 dragons. These 3 hatched eggs we find in Zetsubou no Shima are the ancient beasts that Division 9 have resurrected for Group 935. You can see from the blueprints they were working together on this project to revive, to bring these dragons back to life, and Division 9 have been successful with this. But as you can see, they seem to have escaped. They mention that these ancient beasts have been resurrected for Group 935 for the Eastern Front. And once again, this links in perfectly with a couple of other ciphers we have had. Now, just before I carry on, I want to tell you that the Eastern Front of World War II was a conflict between the European Axis powers and the co-belligerent Finland against the Soviet Union, Poland and other allies. So note the Soviet Union, or Russia, one of the biggest. So Russia was a part of the Eastern Front. Now in Zetsubou no Shima we find these 2 ciphers. Of the 4 test subjects highlighted in Report 44, one of the brothers has died before we could reach him in the battle. The other is still at large in the city. Now if we go over to another cipher that tells us about Gersh, it says, "My name is my name. My name, oh yes, it is Gersh. How long have I been floating? Minutes, years, where is now? I guess I can forgive Yuri. I quite like my new form. Where am I now? A city on fire by a river. I know this place. Finally, I am home. Gersh is a Soviet or Russian scientist. He says he is finally home. He is at a city on fire by a river. Now this all links in perfectly. Gersh, his soul is now at home. His home is Stalingrad, which is now known as Volgograd. Now the Battle of Stalingrad took place in the 1940s, but Ascension takes place in the 1960s. But we know at the end of the Ascension Easter egg, we free Gersh, and only now have we found out what's happened to him. Gersh's soul has been floating throughout the universe, but he has lost track of space, time. He can only see his location. So he can see he is now at his home of Stalingrad, but he notices that his home, this city, is on fire. Now during the time of World War II, as you can see, we have so many images. Yes, a battle was going on, but the whole city on fire isn't normal. In fact, if we go back to our other cipher, of the 4 test subjects highlighted in Report 244, one of the brothers has died before he could reach him in the battle. The other is still at large in the city. So one of these brothers that the cipher talks about is at large in the city. And in fact, these 4 brothers that the cipher is going on about are the 4 dragons. Now I said at the start of the video we can only see 3 pods for the dragon eggs to go in. There is another dragon egg open on the floor, so that could be this 4th dragon. Maybe this 4th dragon was resurrected at a different location. But as this cipher tells us, one of these brothers, one of these dragons is dead, but the other is still at large in the city. These dragons have been sent out and flown to Stalingrad as war machines to fight against the Russians. That is why the city is on fire, as Gersh says, because the dragons are there. We know dragons breathe fire, and that is why Gersh is seeing this. The dragon is at Stalingrad. These dragons were resurrected by Division 9 with the help of Group 935. The resurrection of Group 935's ancient beasts has been finished by Division 9 at Zetsubou no Shima, and as they say, they are ready for the Eastern Front. The Eastern Front is Russia. The dragons have escaped Zetsubou no Shima and are now, or have headed to the city of Stalingrad to attack the Russians. They are being used as war machines by the Germans to help them win the war. This cipher mentions 4 dragons, but it says only 2 were sent to Stalingrad. Where the other 2 are, we don't know. Now, since we know we are going to Stalingrad in our next DLC to kill Nikolai's test subject, we can guess whilst we are there, we are going to see this giant dragon flying around in the city of Stalingrad, causing havoc, setting places on fire. So whether we will have to fight them off as a boss, as an enemy, or whether they will be useful to us and act as a friend and help us out, we don't know. But all of these ciphers and all of this information link up perfectly. And in fact, we first saw dragon eggs within Der Eisendrache. Within the boss battle room where we fight the corrupted keeper, around each of those 4 pillars are 3 dragon eggs. And I can't quite remember, but I believe 3 or 4 of the dragon eggs at Der Eisendrache are actually missing. And it's possible those eggs were taken over to Zetsubou no Shima. Somehow they got their hands on these eggs. Maybe they found them. Maybe these were just eggs that were left, fossils from millions of years ago. Maybe somehow Group 935 has managed to get DNA of a dragon and create these eggs. In whatever way Group 935 managed to get their hands on the DNA of these dragons and get their hands on these eggs, they have then passed them over to Division 9 and told them to resurrect these ancient beasts. And that's exactly what Division 9 have done. They have resurrected the ancient beasts. They have resurrected these dragons for Group 935 to use as war machines for the Germans against the Soviets. But as you can see, the dragons have escaped and they are now at large in the city, burning the city down. The city is on fire. One of the dragons has died, and we are now going to Stalingrad. We are now going to kill Nikolai's test subject in Stalingrad for our next map. So there is no doubt we will be seeing a giant flying dragon within whatever our next DLC is going to be called. If you actually listen very closely, I'm not sure if this is random, but it happened now and again. If you go by the window, you can hear a roar of an ancient beast. If you look on the walls in Der Eisendrache, you can also see Samantha riding one of the dragons. You know what? That is actually very, very exciting, and I actually cannot wait. Hopefully you have all enjoyed this video. It's a really exciting one, and I cannot wait to get more information. If you haven't already dropped a like rating, then what are you doing, guys? Do it. It takes a second. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, anything you want to know about Four Zombies, leave all of your questions and theories and shit in the comment section below, and I will try and cover it in another video for you guys. So there we go. Make sure you subscribe for more zombies videos on my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.